You smell that? That's a smell of cool winter breeze. I'm gonna go outside! What are you doing? I'm moving myself around in my own world. Okay. Yeah, I get that a lot. I'll just go the other way where no one's looking at me. Winter. It's always been my favorite season of all time. I've always liked the cold air blowing at my face, sleeping on a 3-layered bed, although I had to move around for the heat, and sometimes going outside getting to my own business doing crazy things with no one to look. The cold just keeps me up rather than some musty, sweaty heat of summer cause I sweat easily and I hate it. It's a habit of mine that I do something that is in my head and just immerse myself into my own imagination. Because there's always infinite creativity in my head going into action. From animes, openings and endings, superheroes, action movies, mangas, games, and high school romance. Pretty much anything that looks cool to me. And I even impersonate lines. Or you could say that I roleplay. Cause whenever there was a fighting scene I've watched, I get into it. Whenever there was conflict, I get into it. Whenever there was a climatic scene when everyone bands together to face a giant enemy, or when the main character uses an ultimate attack with sick animations, I just get into it. Whether it's a fight with martial arts and weapons, or a person going at supersonic speed. What is it that they called? Oh yeah, hype. That's the moment that I throw myself into, are hype scenes, giving the build that lets you know, not think. You know that's gonna be awesome. The feeling when you got goosebumps all over and your nipples hard, although that's just my take. To me, that's what hype is. Because I love those moments so much that drives my imagination into overdrive. Building my character, my story, and getting to those moments of what he would do in that situation, or what his fights would be like. It's like my creative juices are overflowing throughout my childhood that I immerse myself into. Because that's what I've always done in my entire life. It just never dies down. And yeah, you hear people talking about that they have an adult body but the heart of a kid. Well, you can say that I'm one of those people that has a heart of a kid filled with wild imaginations that won't die down. Yes, call me a weeb, but that's just how I express. People would see my habits being weird. I meant like some, not many, just questions the reason or that they wanted to join me even though I never asked and I was never into playing with anybody. Because I'm just that guy who's fine being alone playing by myself in my own personal space. My parents tells me to stop doing those things since they don't want people to know that I'm weird. Which I can understand their point during my high school years. So I ended up getting self-conscious about when or where it's safe to play at my own business to avoid getting people's attention. Or they say that I should stop doing it at all, but I just couldn't make a promise like that. I mean, the thing about this, it's just so etched into my very core that it's not because I'm trying to do it, but because I want to do it. It's like a feeling that you're imagining it so much that just visualizing it isn't enough unless I get into it. That's just how it is to me. People would think that this may be some sort of addiction and that I need a cure for this, but I never asked for that. In the first place, I have never took any drugs, and if I ended up not doing that, I was just afraid of losing the part of who I am. Something being restrained to express myself into something that I'm passionate about. I've been doing it over and over, and that you realize that it isn't even dying down, and you ended up losing a part of you. Something that I couldn't create that I wanted to show you people. I do admit that I'm just exposing my embarrassing side to the people who watches this that may have the same problem as mine. Or if there was anybody like that. I don't know if anybody had this kind of experience, but it never bothered me. Because the thing that I've always done, even though it's noisy to everyone, I'm just expressing my love of fiction. And personally, I never hated my habit. If I did, I wouldn't be doing it, nor would I talk about it in this video to the people that are watching thinking that I'm a weirdo. I don't know if this would ever grow out on me. It's just a passion of my love for fantasies. But that brings an end to this video. My name is Nex-oz. Have a good day.